Good evening, AR enthusiasts and our lovely lens creators. Welcome to the fourth and the final AR workshop with our Snap Lens ambassador, Gayatri Sri. The theme of today's workshop is optimization and finalizing your lens experiences. So it is surely going to be very fun and exciting workshop. So let's quickly first dive into our event, that is India Summer Lensathon. So the India Summer Lensathon is a lens creation challenge presented by Snap AR India and powered by Hack to Skill. Snap creators have an exciting opportunity to unleash your creative potential using Lens Studio and showcase the power of augmented reality. The theme of this year's Lensathon is celebrating the diverse trends of our magnificent Indian culture, be it food, music, dance, pop culture, humor, and much more. Feel free to submit as many lenses in your Lensathon dashboard to increase your chances of winning. We also have a prize pool of 10.5 lakhs and the opportunity of getting this digital certificate on valid and public AR lens submission. We also have a lens engagement contest starting after the Lensathon submission deadline where you can promote your lenses and win 1 lakh every week. So, without any further ado, I would like to invite Gayatri Shri on stage, who is an XR developer with Snap Lens Network. Audience, this is your chance to gain more insights on the Lens Studio ecosystem and learn to create good quality AR lenses, which will eventually give you an edge over others in making amazing AR lens submissions. Gayatri, over to you.
Hey everyone, good evening. So, Gayatri over here. One second. Yeah, I hope you all met someday, some events or some works and all. If you are a AI creator, we all will meet at once. Like it's our creativity, our ideation. So it's so happy to see you all here. So here I am. If you have any doubts, you can ask in comment section. I'll answer you. So for today's topic, we'll look into optimization. But before jumping into that, I like to say what I done. So the beginning of my career is a winner in hackathon. I win a women's hackathon, and then my journey started from developer and work with brands. And now I'm here. Am I sharing my thoughts with you? So let's jump into the show. I hope my screen is visible. Can everybody see my screen?
Yes,
Arya?
Gayatri, it's visible.
Okay. So, hey folks, here is the screen. Okay, so here I used a 3D model of hot air balloon, which is also has some texture points here with the animation, and I used sky segmentation to achieve this effect, which I like. The hot air balloon is on sky. First, let me tell you our important notes for this session. The important note for this session is performance checking. You will all will say it's a frame per second FPS, and the lens activation time, the lag time, and the RAM usage. We'll check on that. While I'm creating this lens, this I all know this sky segmentation with the 3D model implementation is a simple lens, but let me show you something. While I first started to implement this lens, can you see the frame per second rate? The frame rate is 30 and the RAM usage is 1.3 MB and the whole lens usage is 5 to 4.8 MB, 8 KB, and the lens activation time is less than 60 milliseconds. So this is the first set of database when I created this lens. So why I'm telling this, for a good lens you always should maintain the frame rate as 30 seconds. So I hope you all saw that. The frame rate, which is not less than 28 frame, is succeeded one. And for the lat section, that means lens activation time. The lens activation time should be 40 milliseconds for a light or medium sized filter. To get that lens run on the smoothest, you should maintain on your textures, you should maintain your triangle count, you should very conscious on the texture size which you have. Let me show you what is the FPS, RAM and lat of the this lens experience after I added all the textures. So I hope you can see the changes. The frame rate here is 30, but the frame rate here is actually 12. And for the RAM usage, it is 1.3 MB. Here it is 15.5 MB. And the lag, the main important thing is from 53.5 milliseconds turn to 108 milliseconds. So I'll tell you why it is happening. First of all, the lat is a thing which renders each and every object and textures we have in our studio into mobile. So here is all our models meshes and it has different values. At the end, the size of this all the meshes can be calculated. So I'm just cutting off the preview for your showcase. So for the perfect performance and optimization, keep in mind that your object's triangle count is should not more than 50,000 triangle count, and you can move up to 80,000 triangle count. Even if you're a modeler or not a modeler, if you are downloading a model or if you are giving to any modeler to create your model, ask them to cut off the file triangle count to 50,000 triangles. That helps. And in the object panel, don't keep too many objects because our phone should render everything. The RAM rate will very quick hit to the peak. So try to keep only 25 to 50 objects in the scene. So the count is very very easy to remember. 50 objects at the object panel and only 50,000 triangle count for all your meshes or object you create in the asset panel. That's the first point. The second point is while you're creating textures, keep the resolution at 512 or 2048. The texture size should not exceed to that. The texture size should be 512 or 2048 because these textures will not broke, the quality and the size resolution will not vary, so it fits so well. And while coming up to the animations, if you are having a ball and it should revolve around or it should scale up, don't use any external animations like a blender. You there's no need to use that kind of animation. Just use your twin. So on that helper script, you will have a tween manager. So you can use that tween to use a color changes, to use the resolutions, and to make any changes. So for the simple animations, don't import the animation from any animation from Blender or any kind of third-party resources, because you are only allowed to take 100 bones inside Lens Studio for a perfect performance. So when you're taking this much of animations without necessary, it will increase the usage. So here we are checking the more examples. We have all the transform elements and alpha elements and everything to implement it. So instead of using a very simple animation, use these kind of tweens and behaviors, because it won't exceed even 2 kb. But when you're using external animations, you have to rig the bone, you have to rig the model, and the model meshes may change. So these will increase the triangle count. Even the triangle count is low, the animation gives a high weightage. So be careful with that. For just a simple animation, if it is walking, if it is running, that can't be done in Lens Studio. You have to do that. So for the basic thing, you can use these kind of elements. And then the major part, while you are using any green screen or transparent PNGs, if your PNG is a higher value, like if your PNG is 700 kb or PNG is 900 kb, then go with the at as JPEG, and make sure that your JPEG has black color background, because if it is in black color background, wait, let me show you. I'm taking a plane. I'm taking a plane. Let's give its value for Uber Unlit. You all can see it's white. So on that Uber Unlit, I'm giving the texture with a black background. You can see that there is a background. But if I'm changing it to multiply or add, you can see the difference, like a screen. You can see its differences. So since it is a dark image, you can see the edge, corner, and everything. So try to go something like this. While you're doing that, just keep in mind that you're not using this method for your major models, because on your major models you need depth, you need vertices, and you need the color to blend. So to hide out models, like if your field of view is heavier, your focus point is very far, use this techniques to that kind of objects. So this will help on that case. And coming up, yeah, so I told you the major parts. Now I'm here. Okay, so am I visible, Arya?
Yes, Gayatri.
Perfect. Thanks, Arya. Okay, so while I say these things, just keep in mind with the numbers that not more than 50 objects should be in your object panel, and keep your triangle count as 50,000. Because you may ask me, why should I not keep the objects more than 50,000? But let me tell you why. If you're keeping your vertices or triangle count more than 50,000, the weightage will affect even when you're implementing your animations. So just keep that on mind and use it exercise as a 512 cross 512 or 2048 cross 2048. While using transparent images, which is not going to be visible to your eyes, but it should be on the screen, go with that transparent images with the screen, or add using JPEG, so you can reduce the size, which won't affect any problem. And if you're using any standard color like a white or a black, or using red or brown, which doesn't have any detailing, then use that as a single bit images. Because a white color with a huge image or a white color with a single pixel is equal. So while coming up to the sizes, the big image has some kbs, but the single pixel won't be more than 1 kb. So you can go with the single pixel for that static colors which has no detailing. Coming up to the next point, yeah. So to analyze your performance, as I already said, use the frame per second value while you're publishing your lens, like pushing your lens to test on your phone. It will appear. You can see this bug icon. So on that, your frame per second will show how your lens is working on your mobile. Never take your lens lesser than 30 frame or even a 28 frame is okay to go. So keep in
I,
mind,
sorry to interrupt. I guess your screen is not visible. If you
yeah,
can.
yeah, I'll update it now. 1 second. Okay, is my screen is visible now?
Yes. Thank you.
Okay. So to check the performance of your lens, you should always check on this frame rate. If your frame rate is 30, then your lens is super good to go. If it is less than 28, you need to be concerned. If your lens frame rate is 25, it is not advisable to take live. So just maintain it by 30. You may ask me how I can do this. You can do this by checking or reducing your render targets, because if you are having more than two render targets, the frame rate will automatically reduce. You can check on implementing VFX while you're implementing ML components, because ML component will doing a real time detection. So on that case, the frame per second will reduce, but it is not affecting your lens. It is just adapting, so it will take time. While going to gamification kind of lens, you should concern this 30 frame per second, because if you are using any game kind of experiences, when others are playing, if it gets lag or gets latency, it won't return the people with our lenses. So you should keep these things on mind. And this lens activation time is also the most important one for us. The fps, the lens activation time is really much more important. So the lens activation time, how far quick it is good to go for us. So these are the simple elements for the optimization concept. So these are the simple elements for the performance and optimization element. But I'll tell you where we will lose. We will see a very good model which is very splendid. We may download it when it is a free as a free resource. Then we'll think of the kb triangle count. We can't keep that things on our mind on that time. But we all know that we have compression element in our lens studio as a dark code. So let me show you that as well. So here is our lens studio project. Here I kept the scene, and you can see that scene has many objects. But you can ask me, you said to implement only 50 objects, but you are having many objects. So to clarify that, these are only null elements. That means these are empty boxes. It doesn't hold any weightage. The only thing which holds weightage is the content which the box is holding. That means this object 4, this is my content. So this content has the weightage which is render mesh visual. This is the only weightage I have, and these all are empty containers which is holding it without affecting anything. So coming up to the point, I have one, two, three, four, five, six, not more than 20. So since I have 20 meshes here, I can check on my current lens size also. I have updated 13 minutes ago, so I'm updating it now. Let's it get updated. So meanwhile, let me show you something. All my meshes values are so less, not so high. It is under KB or an MB. You can see it is under KB. Most preferably, everything is in a KB. But if it is MB, let me tell you what you can do. So you can see the original size of my mesh is 53.64 KB. I am using the compression type Draco. So once I put the compression, the current MB is 8.3. I can uncompress it. You can see the changes. So without losing your quality, without losing a heavy vertices to just cut down your triangle count, you can use Draco to reduce your MB size of your meshes. But for this, don't use heavy ones. You can use one or two meshes which are heavy weighted, but every mesh is countable. So I told you everything like how the lat will work. So what are things we need to check on that? So major thing, check with the render target. Use one or two render target, not more than that. Because if your device is not an iPhone one, then it will do lag. Because we all use more of them use the Android devices. On the Android devices, more than two render target will cause a little latency, not so much lag, but little latency will appear. But it will be so nice to move on when it comes to game to showcase your winning screen or losing screen, or when it comes to saying that you said a wrong answer, that time you can use that entirely because it is not doing much work. But while you're using any activation real time elements, I suggest you to go with one or two render targets. So this is all I have for optimization and performance. And for an amazing part, submission. So I recommend you all to take at least a 10-second demo video of your lenses. While you're taking your lens demo video also, you can't upload in Lens Studio as it is. Name your lens as you like. This is how it will appear on your lens. So my lens size is 1 kb and you can exactly see the maximum lens size is 8 MB, like mine also 1.1 MB, and the maximum lens size is 8 MB. But keep in mind that for this lensathon, your target MB is 2 MB. So we all gonna test what you can do with 2 MB to represent our Indian culture for the summer lensathon. Where the actual lens it can be 8 MB, but for your activation it should be 2 MB to get a valid point on this lensathon. And then enable for front camera or rear camera, at which camera you want. Since it is a sky segmentation, I can prefer rear camera, but it also works fine on front camera since the sky is in back of me. So I prefer both the cameras. To give a hint, I like to show the sky. It's not here. Okay, let's say show the sky. And now coming up to the demo video. I'll tell you one thing why the demo video is so much important. Your whole lens experience, like what you're going to do, what your lens is doing, how the quality will showcase on your 10 seconds demo video. So when you're taking demo video, don't take your demo video at very clumsy place or with much more people, like all time crowded place or all. Take a demo video at the time of morning 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. or go after 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Let me tell you why. Because at the 6 to 8 a.m., the sunlight will be so natural and so pleasing. So you can take the demo video at that time because after 10 a.m., the sun will hit high. So that time, the light exposure will actually hide your eyes that you can't see how the lens is working on. And on the noon, the light will reflect on your lens project, so the natural lighting will get affected. So after 3 p.m. to 5 p.m., again the sunset lighting will be like a warm light. The morning will be a sandal light or a peach light element. The evening will be a warm light. So take a timing of morning 6 a.m. to 8 a.m., or go with evening 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. These parts are best time to take the morning light lenses. If you're using any party kind of elements, you can take up to 12 p.m. to 1 a.m. That's your wish. But for this, I'll recommend these timings to take a video. So let's go for a sky. Since I'm not using any demo video, I'm going with the default video preview video which is given by Lens Studio. If you take a preview video or demo video by your phone, don't forget to edit that for a 9 ratio 16. That means 9 is to 16 ratio, because that aspect ratio only allowed for your preview video. So once the video is there, click apply, and then don't forget to add your logo, because your logo plays a very major role on your lens creation. There are lots of things. Here, here my favorite element, apply. Each time when you're giving a preview video or logo, check whether it fits. Only after it fits, go with the apply element. Once you click apply, this will apply to your project. You can't edit after submitting. If you want to edit your logo or your video or the name of the lens, you should again open your project. Again, you should rename it and you should update the project. So keep in mind before publishing the lens that everything is on set or not. So once you are ready to go, publish the lens. It will take two steps. One will be exporting, and the other thing will redirect you to your Lens Studio page. So once it gets exported, it will automatically upload the lens to My Lenses. It's finished. Perfect. So here is the thing. While you are publishing your lens, it will be asked whether you want to be done on business lens or community lens. If you are an agency or if you are doing for agency, you can go with business lens. Other than else, you should go with community lens. As we are all creators, we all will go with community lens. So submit a new lens, and here is the icon which we created there. Here is a preview video and the lens name, and the visibility is public. And a primary category is, my primary category is color law light, because I prefer the tricolor, so it's color law light. And the second one is education. You may ask me why I choose education, because I teach students like the tricolor thing and the hot air balloon on the sky. So I prefer this. Coming up to the major part, tag. So guys, to evaluate your project, you should include the tag IN Lensathon. So this is your tag IN Lensathon 2023. Is that right? Yes. Indian Lensathon 2023 is your tag. Only if you put this tag, your lens will be validated. Other than that, your lens can't be visualized in this category. So just put the tags Indian Lensathon, that I am Lensathon 2023. Don't forget to do that. After that, you can type I like India and Snap Lensathon. And I like to always keep the year as a tag because while I'm searching, I'll search with the year. Somebody put some year, so like it is made in 2012 or 2018 or 2021, 2023. So it will be little fun to interact. So I then will trigger a scam trigger because while you take a snap camera, when you're showing at some object or some particular place, it will trigger some lenses because they will be triggered like that. When you're giving a person, it will give lots of lenses idea for a camera still filters. When you're using food, it will give you some interactive lenses. And when you're showing a pattern like a dog or cat, the lens will be different. It will be interactable to them. So once you set the name, your icon, your preview video, your categories, primary and second categories, the major tag part, that means IN Lensathon 2023. And you're adding your personal tags till 8 and then your triggers. Once you check everything and once everything is done, submit your lens. Boom. Everything is done. So this is how it works. So hey guys, this is for today's topic that I think I covered on time, like performance optimization and what is your preview video and how you should submit your videos and how you should submit your lens and how you should put the tag, the major tag IN Lensathon 2023 to validate your works. And if you have any doubt, you can ask me so we can talk on that. Okay, wait.
Hi, Gayatri. Thank you so much. It was very insightful and interesting session up till now for our participants. And the strategy shared by you will definitely help our participants in developing the best AR lenses. So, participants do note that the resources shared by Gayatri today will be available to you in your Lensathon dashboard. And if you have any queries, feel free to shoot in the chat box. We'll be happy to answer it.
So let me answer the questions one by one from the comment section.
Sure.
Okay.
We have a question from Adi. How to troubleshoot AR lenses?
Okay, how to troubleshoot your lenses. So if you're using any script, you will have a error. So on that error, your lens will show that you have some error in your lens. While you're previewing your lens itself, it will show. Or if you're having a error while submitting your lens, just check the error whether you're violating any rules or you're using any language which is not to be used in, or you're using any weapon or nudity, or you're using any uncommon resources like that. So if you're using these kinds of thing, you will face the error problem on AR lenses. Other than that, if you're asking troubleshoot, can you explain what kind of troubleshoot you want to do? Because if your audio is not working or image quality is getting pixelated or you want a compression method, there are many things. So you can ask me particularly, so I can explain you.
Right. So, Adi, do tell us what kind of troubleshoot you are looking for so that Gayatri could help you out. Okay, so we have question from Neeru. Can we use templates for Lensathon? Like
Absolutely, yes.
existing templates, she's asking.
Yeah. So in Lens Studio, we have n number of templates. You can absolutely use that. Even if you are using a try-on template and you are giving that gown a full color of tricolor, like our national flag color gown, and with some birds around that model or something, it works. But don't blindly use the template and just submitting the same thing again. Just do some moderations. We all are doing the same, right? Because while learning, while starting, it is absolutely okay to use the templates. And for this Lensathon, there is no restriction telling that you can't use the template. So you're open to use the template, but integrate our culture, our Indian culture, to represent or using that template. That is appreciable.
Right. So, Neeru, to keep in mind, so we have question from Simarji. How to export 3D or 2D assets to my AR lens.
Perfect. I don't know whether you are a modeler or not, or a 2D artist or not. So if you want to download 3D model, I prefer go with or combine with some modeler, or download from a third party resources which you feel trusted. And as you already said, keep the triangle count less than 50,000 triangle. And the file size for the model you can keep up to 1 MB to 2 MB. So that will help you for the 2D assets. Keep in concern on 2048 or 2048 resolution. If it is PNG, keep in mind to be transparent and check with the edges, because it should not use anti-analyzing. It should be perfect when you're doing that. So after that you can import it directly. For the 3D models, go with .fbx format, .obj format, .gltf format. For a 2D element you can use a .gif, .png, .jpeg. You can use these formats and these are feasible to use. You can import them to your AI lenses.
Right. So, Simarji, do take a note of all the instructions that Gayatri has told you. We have question from Rachi. Can we optimize our lenses using Blender?
First of all, lenses can't be optimized. You can only optimize your model or you can optimize your image. So yes, you can optimize your model using Blender. You can reduce the triangle count, you can reduce the vertexes, you can reduce the faces which you don't want or which is not be showcaseable. And you can also optimize the VFX element count. So you can use that on Blender. And once your model is inside the lens studio, and once we done the experience, after the entire experience, it is called lenses. So to optimize the lens, you can optimize them on Lens Studio to reduce the unwanted objects, or to eliminate the objects which we hasn't used. So you can optimize them there.
Right. Our next question is from Arush. Can you explain how to use tap to change plus different backgrounds?
Yeah, that's a nice question. Actually, we all have a segmentation template. Oh, so I hope you are taking the notes. Go to the behavior script, and you can have a tap to change option. So you can keep like the experience on behavior. You can have tap as an element. You can click on tap, so it's an interaction. It will ask what interaction you want. You can keep an interaction as tap. So it will ask what I should do, because that's the nature of behavior script. You will be giving first giving a comment like do a tap. It will ask what I should do. Then on that you can give a different background of the scene which you're providing. If you're having a screened image and keeping a material with the name of wallpaper, give the wallpaper material there and give the texture change. So on tap the texture will change. So this will happen.
Right. So the next question is from Ravi Gupta. How should I promote my AR lenses?
Perfect question. So this is not like some reels or any video content that it will go viral just by dancing or anything. To promote the AR lenses, I advise everybody that act with your lenses. If you're doing any cat kind of dog kind of lenses, act with them. If you're doing any smile kind of lenses, just act it out. Just showing your face in a front camera and just moving left or right, your lens won't be popular, because the client or the person or a user, the normal human being, should know how our lens will work. So for that you should act for that. And once your lens is satisfied for you, and once your lens is less than 2 MB and will work on every devices, promote it on different kinds of social platforms. It can be Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or even your Spotlight. You can use them. So build your audience base, and then build a content creation talent, not a expert level, just a mediator level. Improve content creation talent, and just know how to integrate your lens into any content creating videos. Because if your lens or in a different genre where it can't be interacted to any of the content creation videos, then the promotion part will be less. Give a story with your lenses, then it will promote easily.
Right. So, Ravi, a tip for you, then be the engagement you are looking for. Interact with your lens yourself so that people could relate to it. Right, Gayatri?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Adi is asking how to use a face tracker.
Okay. So I think you need a workshop on a specific element like a template. Let me tell you. To implement the face tracker, I don't know whether you want a face image or face makeup, or you want a crown or you want a glass. So whatever, start with the head binding element. You can use the head binding element to create your own IPL themed cap on your head, because that head binding elements as a face uploader, so it will upload your face while you're putting any object on your head. So you can keep a cap or hat or anything you like. And you can create your, using your face tracker, you can create the expression kind of lenses like a smile, cry, eyebrows raised or eyebrows down, or you can tilt your head to select this or that, or you can just move your head sideways to move the objects. So it's up to your creativity. You can use these kinds of elements. Go to Snap Documents to create a face tracker and create new lenses.
Thank you, Gayatri. And we have a question from Granny. How to integrate Blender 2.8 3D design model to Snap AR Lens Studio.
So create your lens, as I said, the MB size is same. So once you created your model, download your model as a FBX, OBJ or GLTF, because these three formats supports Snap AR Lens Studio. So once you create any model using Blender, export them on any of these three format. I always prefer to say go with the FBX model. So you can integrate into Lens Studio easily.
True. Bat is asking, is the lens preview video compulsory to submit?
Yes, it is. Because if you're not providing any video, how people will know that you have done something? And without preview video, your lens can't be submitted. It is compulsory. Keep your mind, it is compulsory, because if you're not able to take it from your mobile, at least go with the data set which lens you already provided and implement them to take the preview video. The preview video is must one to go.
Right. Kanak is asking, could you provide links to the external website from where we can make modifications to the lens templates?
So I don't know what kind of modification you want. If you want a modification regarding the image or a 3D model, I can recommend you. So you can't take a model inside Lens Studio to get a changed on a outside external editor, because we all have meshes here. You can't take the mesh outside. But coming up to the images, I can say you can edit. Once you open the template and save it, while you go to the file explorer which you save, you can see the images there. You can take that and edit it into any software you have, Photopea or Photoshop, anything you have. Then you can implement it, relink the resource into this image. But you can't edit the 3D models we have inside the Lens Studio. So you have to create a new 3D model and you can replace it here. And
Right.
main thing, blank shapes are not supported for us here.
So we have next question from Gagan. How to choose the best 3D object for my AR lens?
Choose a best 3D object with a format of .fbx with a triangle count of 13,000 triangle, and with the MB size of less than 500 KB, with a texture activated for AR, VR and MR model, because they have a texture which is supportive to everything and goes smoothly. So that is the best 3D object I prefer.
Right. So Rani has asked again, where do I get the lens ID for my lenses? So
Okay.
Gayatri, could you just tell our audience in brief how to keep a track of their lens engagement metrics like the saves, shares, likes?
Okay, let's
Also,
go.
that's an important and essential criteria.
So, can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
So, this is the hot air balloon which I submitted. So, these are the projects I already submitted. So, here is a Mr. Doodle which I always like so much. So, click your live lenses. Okay. Once your lens is on under review, it will show processing. You can see the status processing, right? So wait until it gets public. So once it's public, it will turn to green light. So click on your lens. There you can find your lens ID. You can copy that by here or click by copying that. So this is your lens ID, and here it goes public. This is your preview video, why it should be so important. And you can see how much lens inside it have. You can also see the lens inside here. I'm taking it for all time. So this is the audience base we have, and for the engagement and for monetization, I don't think get any monetization. So let's go with 7 days, and I can see how many reach plays it has, and the democratics means how many women or men used, and which OS is using it highly. I can see the top countries which has used my lenses and who has the top interest, and I also see the engagement, which is the top lens as I already say, Mr. Doodle, which has top interactions and plate lenses, and which is the most favorite lens for everyone. So here's some more. So these lenses, I've given them the preview video, but for the other three, the preview videos are generated by Lens Studio. So I haven't used mine. It is a Lens Studio generated video. So you can validate your metrics on that. So is that clear?
Yeah, it's really very great to see all of these things in the platform. So let's take some more questions. Okay. So Sikhar Rajput is asking, can I create a quiz-based lens in the hackathon and will it have a chance of winning?
I don't know whether it has a high chance of winning, but I can make sure once you create this quiz-based lens, you can create a more number of attraction because you're creating a retention-based game. And if you're creating this with a good visual elements, with a good screen images, with a good winning or losing sound effects and VFX, then it will give a hit to your portfolio. I can't promise you whether you will win or lose, but it will win over your portfolio and it will go viral for you. And quiz based lens are acceptable on a hackathon. Keep in mind to keep the quiz based on Indian culture. That's the point we have here.
Right. We have a question from Aaron. How to make a lens that works on a particular location only?
You can create a lens on two perspectives. One is geolocation based lens, other one is custom landmarker. So that you can go to the particular place to activate the lens or particular area or location to activate the lens. Like kind of Taj Mahal, Mumbai Gate, or if you have any music concert at Goa. So you can use geolocation based or you can use custom landmarker.
Great. I think this is the last question of the evening. Can we submit any advanced lens or is the Indian theme compulsory?
You can add the advanced lens with a hint of an Indian theme. That works. If you're making a custom landmarker with a giant alligator moving, you can just give a lotus flower to that alligator to move along with. So that's where Indian theme evolves. Indian guys, listen one thing. Theme is not a element which cannot be incorporated. Even in a coffee, you can lay a foam with the food coloring of orange and green to show the Indian culture. even on a cap, even on a glass, you can do kalamkari work for the frame to enhance our artistic effect, because we country has a many rich culture. We are the culture which is rich in art, music, dance. So in each part, we have a unique touch of element which can go super good with modern ideas. So any advanced lens are appreciated, any quiz are appreciated, even your any existed animals to show on live is appreciated. Even you can create a storybook telling a kid like, see, this is the story of Indian rivers. Everything is appreciated. The theme is just to express your creativity. The quality of work matters a lot here. You can create n number of lenses, but make sure your quality is not compromising at any cost.
Right. So, audience, if you have any further queries, feel free to join our Discord channel of Snap Lensathon, where we have a network of Lens Studio advocates and other creators who will be helping you with your queries anytime. The link to join can be, you can extract it from the chat box. And Gayatri, if you could guide the participants on how to submit their lenses on the Lensathon dashboard, that would be great.
I told them already how to do that.
No issues.
Guys, create your lenses. Once you created, check with your preview video, check with your icon, name your lens relatively. Once everything is ready, publish your lens. While publishing your lens, keep in mind that you should give in your tag that IN Lensathon 2023. This is your gate pass where your lens can go into judgment criteria. So once it is done, once you get the lens ID, go to the Lensathon link on your Chrome. Your link will be provided by guys, so you can go into that, keep your name there, the same name which you given to a lens. I gave to hot air balloon, so I should name it as a hot air balloon. Once your lens got live, put your lens URL. You how can you download URL means on your lens in the side you can get a link icon. You can get your link there, and you can also put your lens ID, put your lens demo video. As I always said, demo video and preview video are must, but there is a difference between demo video and preview video. Your preview video should be less than 10 seconds, your demo video should less than 1 minute. This is the criteria. The preview video should less than 10 seconds, the demo video should be less than 1 minute. So do the video and put it as a drive, and put the drive link or YouTube link, make it as unlisted, so only the link holder can see the video. Share it here and just add your project.
Right. And also, one thing to add that you can submit as many lenses as you can in this lensathon. So feel free to unleash your creative lens creator. Over here, you can find the discussion zone where you can join the Discord group and the WhatsApp group for the Snap Lensathon. Here are the link to the resources section where you can check the previous workshops and boot camps and go over them as well. Today's session will also be shared over this resources section, and we are looking forward to your submissions, everyone. So, Gayatri, any last tips and tricks before we wrap this session?
Last tips and tricks. Okay, my last tip and trick. Mm, don't only look into the template which you see in inside Lens Studio. Search on Google, search on a Lens Studio forum, like a previous forum. Their creators will be sharing more knowledge on how the lenses were created. You can take that knowledge and you can create your ideas here. So you can get lots of insights there. Also utilize that and create more stuff. All the best, guys.
Awesome. So, important information, the last date to submit your AR lenses is 30th April, that is coming Sunday. So you have the freedom to submit multiple lenses as well. Thank you all for joining us today. We'll be hosting another boot camp, that is our last boot camp session on 26th of April, that is coming Wednesday, where our SnapLens ambassador will be providing you with a brief recap of all the topics covered till now on Lens Studio. So make sure to pull out all your queries and be ready to ask it on the coming session. So see you all on Wednesday, 5 p.m. IST for more fun learning. Thank you all for joining. Thank you, Gayatri.
Bye.